And there they are, Benny Elias and David Brooks, receiving a big ovation here for their 100th first grade game. But we were talking about it earlier, Steve-O, that these forwards, they hold the key to the game, and early in the season everyone was talking about the outstanding backs. Graham Annesley, the referee that Canberra had, but the forwards have been the ones who've gone so well over the last month.
Well, they have, David, and they've based the foundation for their success. And in the same instance with the Tigers. They've had a big problem just of late in the fact that their forwards, they haven't been moving up as one unit and leaving the gaps. And a lot of pressure on these two Englishmen today, Lee Crooks and Gary Schofield. Schofield not best suited into the full-back role, in my opinion.
Well, there's the kick-off. It's Balmain who are defending that southern end of the ground, and it's Gary Schofield who's got the ball for the first touch of the afternoon up there affecting that tackle. Dean Lance involved. Gary has Hardwick running it away. And there's the first round result. Balmain defeating Canberra 26 points to 18. It was an incredible game of football that. Balmain got away to a big lead early on, and then Canberra came back. At one stage it looked as if the Raiders were going to get the 2 Winfield Cup points, but in the end Balmain got away, and it was at a time of the year when Balmain were really firing. And there they are, the Balmain Tigers, certainly the better attacking record of the two clubs. But in recent weeks, Canberra have become the form side of the competition, and they've won 5 of their 7 away games this season. In fact, so this scrum going down just inside the borderline area, down Canberra's end of the field, over on that scoreboard side, the eastern side. Hardly call that a scrum. Where's the ball? Penalty game for Balmain against Canberra for collapsing the scrum. Well, this will put a bit of pressure on the Raiders.
Interesting to note, David, that Peter Davies, the winger for Balmain, is an ex-South Sydney player, and he's also got a tough guy image apparently, but he was on the bench for reserve grade for today's game before coming into the team for Russell Gartner.
Balmain with the ball, and that's Sheridan going straight through. Sheridan will score! Easy, 4-0. Well, they've caught them all napping there, Balmain, and if ever Paul Sheridan needed a confidence booster, that is it.
I have to agree with you there, David. He hasn't been playing the best of his football. A good, well-worked move here. Gale holding the ball up there. They took Benny Elias. And it's amazing to think a lot of these moves, the slower and the less complicated they are, that's all it was. He just held the ball up very slightly indeed, slipped the ball back inside, and what a great start for the Tigers.
So Conlon from just outside the quarter line, there's the kick, and he's missed another one. So Conlon, none from 2. We've had 11 minutes play, and Balmain are leading Canberra by 4 points to 0. At Walters a dummy half. Now running it back is Rowan Brennan. 11 metres still inside Canberra's territory. They've hardly had the ball down the other side of halfway yet, the Raiders, as O'Sullivan's wide pass comes to Carey. Now Carey's got a lot of speed. He's got his pass away to Corkery. Corkery now centre kicks. I don't think the ball's going to stay in touch though. Out over the touchline. He tried to put that kick back onto the inside. You could see a couple of the Canberra players screaming for that. Don Ferner there. Won't see much emotion from Don.
This was good play by Canberra. They used the forwards onto the right side, and then a quick link, got the ball out wide, created the overlap.
Now, Elias into dummy half as Sirinen goes for a run, and Sirinen's hit there, and good defence. The two props were up there, but Carey also heavily involved early on. Gale now, look at Scotty Gale into a bit of space, then puts the kick in, which is what he was originally going to do anyway, and look at that, perfection. What a good kick. 14 metres out from Canberra's line.
Deserved every ounce of applause here. Beautiful step. Realised there was no way through there. Elected for the long kick. And look at this. Turn to the right.
Elias, Schofield, and now it's with Gale. Down the centre came Sirinen. And that was a beautiful tackle by Lance. Right round the bootlaces. Elias from dummy half. Now that's Schofield. Schofield on his own. And another good tackle from behind. They're getting in behind the defence in the centre of the ruck here, the Tigers. Now it's Elias who put the kick in the end. Going high as Davidson. Kinner was there too. It's loose. Who's going to finish up with it? Balmain have got it with 6 to go, says the referee. As Kinner takes Davidson again, his opposite number, down on the quarter line. Canberra's end of the field, 10 metres in from touch. Away it comes from Gale. Now it's with Maguire. Maguire's held up almost in the centre of the Canberra 22-metre line. Brooks goes on his own from dummy half. Elias. Now that was Crooks, and away it went to Schofield. Gee, that looked forward from here. Elias, that flick pass, away it comes now to Gale, and Gale, all his supports overran him, and look at that for a beautiful side-stepping run, and now looking for support, he finds Elias, out wide it comes to Conlon, he almost knocks it on, Conlon keeps it going to Davies for the corner, and he scored. Good football.
Good play by Balmain, but woeful defence. The Canberra Raiders just stood there and watched that passage of play. They really were looking for the kick. It was a frustration flick pass by Elias. Now watch Gale throws the dummy, steps. They get hold of him here, but look, they just stand off him. What's he going to do? One of the players, oh, it really was bad defence, but good play by Conlon. He drew the man just enough, and good play by the winger. Now you'll see him step here. Now watch the Canberra Raiders. They stood there. What's he going to do? Oops. This is what he's going to do. Hanging off all the time. Just enough room. He drew the wingman in, and good play by the strong wingman.
One from the sideline. That looks to be a better looking kick, but again, he's missed it. At least that one seemed to be well struck. So Balmain in front, 8 points to 0 after that try scored by Peter Davies. So Balmain with the ball, and Crooks' pass finds Conlon, and he's got it away, but it's loose, and now Canberra have got the ball, and a bit of luck goes their way as the ball's run back towards their own quarter line, and it comes away to Henjak. Now Henjak's out of one. Henjak, can he get away from Sirinen? No. It was a forward pass that was in it. There was no risk about there being a forward pass. But Paul Sirinen across there in cover, and if he hadn't been there, it would have been a 6-pointer, I'd reckon, to Canberra, because there was nobody at home behind this man.
Beautiful cover tackle.
A few metres Balmain side of halfway. It hardly had the football in this part of the field at all, Canberra. Coyne. Now going down the centre is O'Callaghan, and the fullback's taken. About 34 metres out. Walters, as the ball comes back the other side now and going, oh, it was almost given away to Gilbert, but Brennan taken there. Gets up and plays it. O'Sullivan, Morrissey. And Morrissey just ducks his head down. Decides to just run it a few metres closer to that line. O'Sullivan, not sure what he's going to do. Puts the little kick in the end. Now the ball's going to get into the end goal area. Schofield gets there first as O'Sullivan was coming through quickly, and so too was Kinner. And Schofield had to hurriedly kick that ball over the touch-in goal line. Good thinking from O'Sullivan. He was cornered here, but look how smart he thinks, and almost brings off a sensational try.
Beautiful little chip through. While you're looking for O'Sullivan, watch for a Kinner. And it was desperation by the fullback Schofield to get there on time.
So the first attacking opportunity for Canberra. And now a little bit of pressure goes off the Raiders, although that's an incredibly good drop out. That's landed on the full, up over the halfway line. And there's some good defence from Brooks to finish it off. It's all right to have a good kicking game, but you've got to have good defence to go with it. And now they've made the blue. Means that Canberra can kick the touch and put a bit of pressure on the Tigers.
Well, he'll be kicking himself, Brooksy. He made a great tackle, and just the odd pull on the leg as he was about to play the ball gave away the silly penalty.
So there we are, Balmain leading Canberra, 8 points to 0. 7 minutes left in the first half. The Raiders have got it. At 26 metres out. Brennan on the quarter line will get up and play it. Steve Walters, a dummy half. He's slipped over as he went to get that. He's managed to get away with it. The simplest of things, and look at that, he's pinched 5 metres. Coyne, now Lance, quickly away it goes to Bacco. Bacco's got it away to O'Callaghan, and O'Callaghan's got to within about 8 metres of the line. Walters from dummy half. Walters has kept the ball in play. It's been knocked on, or has it, by Dean Lance? The referee says yes. And so Canberra, the opportunity goes out the window for the time being.
Well, it was only a small one. They don't have to be big. There you see, skipper Lance.
Well, it was just a matter of whether it come off his hand or come off his knee when the ball came back on the inside, but the referee was right there. Balmain with the ball. Elias just outside his own quarter line. Crooks takes it up. That looked marginally forward as well, but that one definitely was. Well, if the first one wasn't, he's been pinged on the second. They've missed a few forward passes there today.
Well, Annesley was right there on the spot. That looked shady, and this definitely looked more than shady. He'd no option but to blow that one up.
Canberra with the ball. O'Sullivan, penalty against Balmain being offside. Now, what are they going to do here, the Raiders? O'Sullivan is going to kick for goal or what? So, someone's saying it's a scrum penalty. I was just wondering, though. I thought that he seemed to indicate that it was offside in the back, but...
No, definitely a differential penalty signal, David.
That clears that up. Certainly can't kick the goal when it's a differential penalty. As Bacco takes it up, and Bacco's gone straight through. He's still going. He's looking for a runner. He's found Henjak. Away it comes down the end of Morrissey. Morrissey's looking for another runner. The ball's loose. It's still loose. It's been dived on by Balmain. And it's going to be a knock-on, but that should have been a try. Someone should have backed Bacco up to start with, and that would have been a try. And then that was good defence which prevented it.
Well, it's a strong run by Bacco. All the time in the world, Henjak followed through. Beautiful overpass there. Now, this is where the wingman, Morrissey, couldn't get it away in time. And that's one that they've lost.
Well, they've still got a chance here, the Raiders. They're down on the Balmain line. Kenner's only a few metres out. It's Walters, a dummy half. Walters on his own. It goes to Coyne. Coyne's almost forced his way over. He's about a metre out. Walters moves to dummy half again. Lance goes the other side as it comes away to Henjak. Henjak throws the dummy. Good defence from Sirinen. Now Walters on his own. Sirinen again affecting the tackle. Last tackle against the Raiders. Henjak's in a dummy half. Henjak tries the little grubber kick, but back there Benny Elias does the good work for the Tigers and runs it 10 metres back into the field of play. Good anticipation from Elias. Almost read exactly where the kick was going, and that's why he was there.
Certainly was. Beautiful play by the skipper for today. Playing his 100th game. We'll see Henjak, little chip through, but the mind of that hooker was working well ahead of Henjak.
Field by the Tigers is gathered in by O'Callaghan. The Balmain, the Raiders fans have taken a little bit of heart from their performance over the last 5 minutes, and I'm certain that John Fernham would like to see them go in at half-time with at least 2 points on the board as they can get a penalty goal.
By the same token, I think Bill Anderson would be a little bit concerned. They've had all the possession for most of this first half, and it's only 8-0.
Well, they've got it back again there. And there's a player down injured. Hardwick down hurt, and the referee asking the play to continue. Now, this is the new rule, the experimental rule, which starts this weekend, and that's the first time we've seen it. The international board meeting in New Guinea during the week said that if a player, such as in the case of Hardwick, is tackled in possession of the ball and then is down injured, he must release the ball, and another teammate, as in the case of Lee Crooks, plays the ball and play continues.
Well, I wonder how long it's going to take them, David, to use that as a ploy 5 metres from the line.
O'Callaghan with the ball. Well, at least we see football the whole time, Steve. Instead of waiting.
I don't agree with it. I don't disagree with it, should I say.
Now, good run from Corkery. 10 metres out from the quarter line as Coyne takes it up. Oh, look at that over the top, Sirinen. Brooks underneath. O'Sullivan. Now the ball's come across the back line, but again, the second row is in there in the back line. That's the Rowan Brennan there. And Brennan a bit tardily getting to his feet. O'Sullivan's kick finds touch. The referee ruling that it came off Davidson, so Henjack will put the ball in the scrum. Must have just touched the back of his jumper. You saw Davidson try to take evasive action. Must have just glanced the jumper. O'Sullivan with the ball, quick hands, it goes to O'Callaghan. They've got a chance here, the Raiders. They're over the halfway. It comes to Carey. Carey's very quick, so is Corkery. Corkery for the corner. He's away from Schofield. Cross there is Davidson. He's in. Is he? Let's wait for the referee. He's given a penalty for a double movement. Oh, what a splendid piece of football. But how unlucky for the Raiders that it had to end like that.
This was superb football by the Raiders. Good play by the wingman. Anticipation there, just slowed down at the right time. Spun the man away, no doubt about it. There you see him reaching over. Tried to sneak it in. The referee was too quick. But that was brilliant football.
So there we are, Balmain again under a bit of pressure and coming away with the ball. Well, this game is far from over if Canberra can put it together like that in the second stanza.
Well, going at half-time, the Raiders with full of confidence. That's the fourth time that they broke through the Balmain defence.
And now a lovely pass from Sheridan. Brooks up to the halfway. Brooks looking for support. He's found it in the end in Davidson, and Davidson's going to be tackled 10 metres inside Canberra's territory. Some of the Raiders taking their time to get back, but the siren's gone for half-time, and the players will go in and listen to the respective coaches for 10 minutes.
They're certainly not out of this game, David. They showed in the last 7 minutes of the first half what enterprising football they can produce, and this could go anyway.
And there we are, some of those big tacklers. Hardwick's up there with 16.
Isn't it amazing that the inclusion of David Brooks, not only has it stiffened the Tigers' defence, but it seems to have lifted his second row partner Paul Sirinen, definitely having his best game for many, many a day.
And Hardwick also in there. Of course, he's in the side instead of Wayne Pearce. Not, of course, that he could dominate like Wayne can, but I'm certain that Wayne would be pretty happy sitting up there knowing that Kevin Hardwick's doing a sterling job. Now, there's the restart. Now, Callaghan takes it in the end goal area. It'll be interesting to find out what happened in the dressing rooms at half-time. We might go down to Ian Hansen in just a moment. Canberra with the ball. So run it back towards the quarter line. Let's go down to Ian and find out what happened at half-time.
Thanks very much, David. Yes, there's been a change in the Canberra Raiders team. Rowan Brennan is off with an arm injury. And his place has gone to a Queenslander, Steve Jackson, from Mackay. And Don Furner wants to see his defence improved a hell of a lot around the rucks and get the ball out wide to his wingers, Corkery and Kinner, who we saw in action late in the game in the first half. Chatted to Balmain skipper Wayne Pearce, who of course is in the grandstand today, but Wayne wants to see his players move up as well around the rucks and get the ball to Scott Gale. And Bill Anderson said that he's very happy with the way Paul Sheridan's going, but they can play a lot better.
So Canberra with the ball, and that's Henjack kicking for touch, and he's found it about 12 metres inside Balmain's territory. There's Don Furner, the Raiders coach, along with Wayne Bennett.
No doubt, David, he would have told his chargers to move up there instead of waiting back, hanging back and letting the players run to them. And it caused a lot of problems in the first half. A lot of gaps were being found by the Tigers.
8 points to nil the score in favour of Balmain as Conlon's tackle just inside Canberra's territory. Hardwick goes from dummy half and Hardwick pinches another few metres. 12 metres Canberra's side of halfway. Elias at dummy half. It comes away to Gale. On it goes to Crooks. He holds the pass up for Schofield. That was well read. It was Henjack who chopped the English import down. 35 metres out as Sirinen goes hard. He can't get his pass away. Fourth tackle against the Tigers. Elias, Gale, Gale decides a little chip and chaser's on, but Henjack, the sweeper's back there. And Henjack has it for Canberra just outside his own quarter line.
Well, Henjack once again, Johnny on the spot, ready beautifully. Knew the kick was on, timed it to perfection.
Well, that was a good tackle that time by Crooks on Coyne, and Crooks finished up picking up the dregs, and Balmain got a chance here. It comes away, good run. Look at Scotty Gale. Oh, sheer unadulterated class. That was sheer brilliance from Scott Gale, the way he stood up the Raiders' defence after the bad mistake. A good piece of defence affected by Crooks, and he went on with the job. The quick hands, look at this class of Scott Gale.
Beautiful pass here from Conlon. Allowed him, but it was a beautiful instep here. Bit of Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers in that. And that really is what the doctor ordered. He spun the ball out wide. It came from... They got possession from a beautiful tackle by Crooks on Coyne, but it was that little step that made it all the difference.
Moves in. He's got that one. 2 points for the Tigers, and so Balmain slip away to lead the Canberra Raiders by 14 points to 0.
Pretty difficult task ahead of the Raiders now.
12 metres Balmain side of halfway. Walters, away it comes to Coyne. Oh, look at that solid Balmain defence, and that's been a feature of their performance this afternoon. Good defence. Bacco. Bacco's gone straight through. Big Sam Bacco down over the quarter line. He's still going. He's got it away to Carey. Carey's long pass is taken by Kinner. Kinner back on the inside. He can't keep it going, but Sam Bacco busted them apart that time. Walters, away it comes. Henjack now taking it up. O'Sullivan, the wide pass away to Jackson. On it goes to Gilbert. Quick hands, and it's away to Corkery. Corkery for the corner. Corkery this time is dragged across the touchline again. Only 6 metres out. But more constructive football from the Raiders that time. But it was Bacco who really initiated that good raid.
Certainly was, and good defence by Hanran and Hardwick counting across when it counted.
Jackson, there he is, Steve Jackson. He's the man that struggled to play the ball a few moments ago. He's now all right. Now Canberra have got a chance. That ball's gone loose, and it's going to be 6 to go, says the referee. Morrissey just couldn't get that loose ball back. He tried to grab it.
Lady Luck certainly hasn't been on the Canberra side, but neither has the tackle.
Davies with the ball now for Balmain. You can hear that. Neal. Now that's Maguire. Good tackle that time from Coyne. He lined him up. But Maguire just gave him a tap to say good tackle. Good football from Crooks now, and that's Conlon in the gap over the halfway. Conlon coming down towards the quarter line. Back to Schofield. Schofield racing the line. Away to Brooks. Well, it goes to Davidson. And Davidson scores. What a great try.
Super try. All came about from the beautiful ball by the English prop forward. Crooks floated a long one out to Conlon into the centres. And the simple principle of rugby league of backing up the man with the ball brings about the 4-pointer. Watch the pass from Crooks. He attracted the 2 defenders, sucked in Carey into the centres, left the gap. Conlon realised he was running out of space, back inside, and the other Englishman, Schofield, looking to get the ball alive. Brooks onto the winger, and Davidson in for a try. And you can shut the gate now. Glasses down. Now watch for the centre. He realises he hasn't got the pace. He has a quick glance inside. Good backing up by the fullback. Good anticipation, even better anticipation by Brooks. Hasn't he had a good game today? And great finishing.
So Ross Conlon. He hasn't had a good day with the boot so far, Ross, but he did kick one from here a few moments ago, so he's got the chance to add to it. Conlon moves in, and he's missed it. So he's had a terrible day with the boot, but he was very much involved in that try that seals the 2 Winfield Cup competition points for the Tigers. They lead 18 points to 0. There's no comeback now for Canberra. Elias, I don't think they've finished their scoring yet. There's 15 minutes still left in the match, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. Elias, Neal, Short pass away to Crooks. It was marginally forward. Back it comes to Neil. Elias, the long pass away now to Gale. Away it comes to Conlon. Quick ball away it goes to Hanrahan. Hanrahan in space to Davies. Davies to the corner. He's out of one. He's still going. Back it goes to Maguire. Back it goes to Davies. Davies, can he get the pass away? No, but fabulous Balmain football. As they swung it back the other side. They're not finished with yet as it comes away now towards Gale. He slips over. Last tackle against the Tigers. Elias. On it goes to Schofield. Schofield, the pass out wide to Neil. Neil will score. He's in.
The magic of the well-timed pass brings about another 4-pointer. He barely had to show a little dummy there, but it was a magnificent pass. Just watch. Schofield does the little dummy, lets the forward run through, and the defence was shot to pieces. Different angle. Dummy there to Crooks. Long ball, missing the man out wide. Where's the centre? Nowhere there. The wingman did the right thing by sticking to his other wing, but where was the centre to take him and chop him down?
Moves in from the quarter line, and that one's missed on the outside again. So 5 tries Balmain have scored so far this afternoon. They lead 22 points to 0. Elias goes on his own. The pass comes away to Davies. He's not showing any effects of receiving that kick. Lance, he's the one involved in the tackle. And now Davies is down injured. And quickly,
well, this was
the trainer is on.
Pretty hard tackle, as you can see. He's grimacing there, but I think it's the third one that came in low. Right in the breadbasket, that one.
Davies still down in the back play. Balmain with the ball. A beautiful pass that time from Neil away to Pearson. Pearson's tackled on the halfway line. Plays it, Conlon. Away it comes, Gale. Away it comes now again to Neil. Michael Neil just holding the ball up and just continuing to run to the gap. They're holding off him.
He's had a big game as Neil.
Gale. Down the centre comes Sheridan. Slipped the pass away beautifully to Schofield. He's got it away, but Conlon streaking for the line, and he's in.
Well, if you think Sheridan had a big smile on his face when he scored his first try, he's an even bigger one now. He created that one, and he'll get great pleasure from it. He's been way off form. The switch of play by Gale. Look at the strength in this man. Upper body strength. Constructive, kept the ball alive. The fend by Schofield allows him enough time to feed the Conlon. Good backing up, good try. Different angle. Watch the switch from Gale, and watch for the Canberra defence. They stood there waiting. Walters had a go at him. Get out of the way. Beautiful ball. Nice fend. Allows him the time to get his arms free. On to Conlon. Simple.
And Ross Conlon, the Balmain Senators' 5th try of the season.
And Conlon moves in. There's the kick to convert his own try, which he does. And so his second goal of the afternoon. Paul Sheridan there, looking very happy and pleased with himself. And why not? He's had a big return to form today. Big fella would love to come off. Thank Billy Anderson for the extra opportunity. Balmain leading Canberra 28 points to 0. Daly bringing the ball back to the centre of the halfway line.
And who would have thought it, David? It should pay a good footy tab, this one. It's a long time since Canberra have been zilched.
So the restart as the Tigers run it back to the quarter line. Brown is tackled just outside his own quarter line. Pearce runs it up. 30 metres out. Elias. Pass comes away to Owens. Penalty.
That really was quite amusing. He looked at the referees to say, aren't you going to give the penalty? He deserved one.
Well, Benny Elias. You just about call him the old fox these days. 22-year-old veteran.
Amazing, isn't it, really? The amount of football that players like Elias, Schofield and Crooksey, and not one of them have gone over 24 yet.
And look at Ross Conlon, he's gone straight through, looking for support. He's wrong-footed Martin, he's got it away back to Neil. The pass over the top, collected by Conlon. Conlon for the corner, he can't get his pass away. Yes, he can, in the end. It's gone loose, or has it? No, they've got it. Only a metre out from the line. Gale. Gale is forced to play the ball just outside the Canberra line. Hanrahan, Elias, he puts the ball onto his boot. Carey's lost it. I think he's got it back though. The referee says a knockback.
That was tremendous support play, David. They kept this ball alive. Really has been a change round. And this crowd, well, the last time we were here, David, they booed their team off at half-time. But it's all cheers today.
And that's it. The game is all over. Balmain have defeated Canberra by 28 points to 0. And had Ross Conlon had his kicking boots on this afternoon, it could have been a much wider margin. Well, the crowd's certainly much happier today, and there's a very happy Benny Elias as he comes off. And why wouldn't he be? Skipper this afternoon, 100th first grade game. He's guided